The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind.
Hello, and this is just a continuation on my Cadet breakdown ritual, and I'm not even going to waste a lot of time with an intro because I did that in the part 1, so I'm just going to continue on literally where I left off, and I'll be breaking down the people involved with his death ritual. The word home is also very linked to Cadet, and we will see as we continue going on within this video the connections with the word home. His last post before his death, he tagged it home, and he was on the stage doing a show in his last post. This is also a form of predictive programming because remember, he died on his way to a show. His last post was on the stage doing a show and he died on his way to a show. So this is actually a form of predictive programming. He's letting us know this scene you see is the very scene that will be where he will be heading to en route to his death. And he captioned it home. And home has the gematria 23, which is the date of his birth. So home is very connected to Cadet in gematria, and it also has huge connections with the people he's associated with, mainly his cousin, who is Krept, who's the one that sacrificed him. Krept was very, very important within this sacrifice, within this ritual. Cadet's his cousin, so, you know, both actors. Krept has so much symbolism within his pictures, like it's actually ridiculous. You got him with the red wall, the brick wall, which is a Masonic picture. They like to do pictures with the red wall because you see Mason actually means builder, and the red brick wall is one of their symbols showing you that they're Masons. They like to use the red brick wall. Michael Jackson had an album Off the Wall, and in the background he's got a red brick wall. So they like to use the red brick wall in their pictures to show you that they're Masons. Mason actually means builder. And you see Krept here with the red brick wall. And in the picture you got his cousin Cadet, and also Cadet's dad, who is his uncle, who also passed away. He could have been a sacrifice too, but I've not looked into that, so I'm not going to speculate on something I don't fully know yet. But Cadet was definitely a sacrifice. And you see he's got Cadet there in the picture frame, along with his uncle and his daughter. And you've got the red brick wall background, which is symbolic. Got the one eye, which is symbolic as well. Doing a devil horn and one eye in one picture. He's got the picture of the goat. The goat, the head, is the head of Baphomet, who they worship. And obviously the goat is the representative of the sign Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn, which they associate with Satan. And he's got the goat in his picture, holding the goat. He's got a lot of symbolism in his pictures. Got one eye again with the gun pointing at the camera. That's actually symbolic for killing your consciousness, because that's what the gun does. The gun, once it shoots at you, it's likely to kill you. So he's pointing the gun at the camera at the people watching, who are mainly going to be his fans and, you know, people that are attached and believe in these guys. And he's letting you know that he's shooting at you, he's killing your consciousness. So you see a lot of like artists that put the gun to their head, you know, a symbolic to killing the consciousness of the people that watch them. So they do a lot of symbolism, but you have to be able to spot it. You just can't fall into the illusion. They literally hypnotize people into following them. So they don't even realize these things. These things just go over their head, but they are telling you. You've got one eye again with the middle finger up. And this is all symbolism. He's on the Masonic checkerboard floor. It actually symbols duality, but they like the Masonic checkerboard floor because that's what their lodges have, the Masonic checkerboard floor pattern. That's symbolism. And he's showing you who he's a part of. And remember the orange in the last video, they like to use the color orange. And you got him and Konan, who's also part of it. You got them again in the orange, and the red brick wall behind him. And even you got Konan there with the one eye symbolism again. You even got Konan there with the devil horns, and then Cadet on his shirt. They're letting you know what team they're on. People will say, I don't know, like some of the signs they're doing, like, you know, devil horns, or, you know, the shooting, the gun fingers, or the, you know, red brick wall, whatever. They will say, oh, loads of other people do it, so that means everyone else that does it is part of it. Or people will say that because I'm saying this, it now means that this is bad. I just want to clear those two things up. Now, a lot of other people do these signs. Everyday people will do a sign with devil horns, or middle finger, or the gunshot, or one eye, or whatever it is. But most people that do this are doing it not consciously aware of what it means. To them, it's just, I'm just doing a picture and this is a pose. These guys, the things they do are done on purpose. They actually have plans behind it. They're not doing it for no reason. Do you know what I'm saying? When we do these things, or not me, but other people do these things, they're doing it not consciously aware. These guys are purposely doing these signs because they mean things to them. Do you see what I'm saying? They actually mean things to them. So they're not doing it by accident like how other people are doing it. They're actually doing it for a reason. Do you know what I'm saying? They're showing you who they are a part of. And then the other thing I want to clear up is, okay, so are these things that they're doing bad? Well, no, not necessarily, because it's duality. Even the Masonic checkerboard, it symbols duality. But the thing is, these symbols mean something to them, and they have a meaning. It's not necessarily bad, but they're just showing you who they are a part of. You know, let's just call them the club. They're showing you what club they're a part of when they do these signs. So when other people are doing it, like the everyday person, they're just doing it, not really consciously aware of why they're doing it. They're just doing it. Plus, remember, this also can be a form of subconscious programming, because when you're seeing all these celebrities that, you know, people look up to and idolize doing it, eventually you are going to copy what they're doing. So people will be doing it not knowing why they're doing it, but these guys know exactly why they're doing it. So I just want to clear that up. These things, some of these things are not necessarily bad. Like, if you wear orange, it doesn't mean now you're a Mason or that's bad, or orange is a bad color. That's not what it means. It's just that these things mean something to them, mean something in their societies, in their clubs. These actually have meanings. So that's why they do these things. You see what I'm saying? So when you see these guys doing these things, it actually means something. Like, he's got a picture with a goat. Who takes a picture with a goat on like a leash? Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, who does that? Like, it means something to them. Not everyday person is gonna have a picture of a goat. You get what I mean? I don't even think a farmer would just have just a picture just with a goat or something. Do you know what I mean? But they do, because it actually means something to them. You know, what they worship is linked to the goat. But anyways, remember I spoke about the home with Cadet? Now it's funny because their first proper album was called The Long Way Home. Yeah? And this is a form of predictive programming. And I'll show you why. Look at the picture of their album. You got a car on a road, a long road, on fire. So obviously someone's had an accident in the car. Now Cadet had an accident in the car, and that's how he died. And even if you look at their faces in the album, they look sad, as if whatever happened has affected them. So, you know, someone's died in that accident. So this is actually a form of predictive programming, because they're showing you that they're sad because someone they know has had a car accident. It's a very interesting picture to have as their album cover. And then not to mention, obviously, it's got home in it, which is connected to Cadet. Remember, as I said, home is connected to Cadet. Now, what's even more interesting is Long Way Home and Blaine Johnson, which is Cadet's real name, share two ciphers, exact same, in two ciphers. So that goes to show how Cadet is connected to this album. This is a form of predictive programming. They're telling you what's about to transpire. Now, this album was made in 2015, the 5th of July to be precise. 2015. From then all the way to the death of Cadet is 43 months. And remember I talk about the 34 or the 4-3 reversed? That's the number for fake death. And Blaine which is his first name, has 43 in his cipher. So their album was made 43 months before Cadet's death. So that goes to show that this album itself is connected to the death of Cadet. And when you look at the ciphers, the gematria for murder has 34, 43 reversed, killing has 43, and his name Blaine has 43. And their album came out 43 months before the death of Cadet. And Long Way Home shares 2 of the ciphers as Cadet's name. And even in the album, you can see that he looks sad. A car is on fire due to some form of accident. And that's how Cadet died. And fake death has 34. Now, going into more symbolism and more predictive programming, you can see in the picture here, this was on Christmas Day. This is on Christmas. Cadet and his cousin Krept did a freestyle, and they were cussing each other in the freestyle. Now, in this picture, you can see the Masonic checkerboard pattern in the background. So that is clear sign. That's like, when I saw that, that was the first sign straight away I saw that, yeah, this was staged. This was a ritual. Like that in the background, yeah, that said it for me. Now, Krept's pointing at Cadet's head in this picture when they did their freestyle. Now, it's ironic that Cadet died from severe head injuries and Krept's pointing at his head. They've already predicted this death. And obviously, predictive programming, that's the name that we call it, but they know it's happened, so they're not actually predicting it. They're just telling you what's about to happen. But I guess the term is called predictive programming, but they actually know it's not. So they're not really predicting; they're just telling you. It's just the term's called predictive programming. So he's actually showing us that Cadet's about to die as he's pointing at his head, and this was done on Christmas Day. And Christmas has the gematria reduction of 38, which is death, the death number. So this is done on Christmas Day. I remember I spoke about the 47 number, and we'll go into why that number is very important. This freestyle has the number 43 and shares the same cipher as fake death, 43, 3-4 reversed. They also share this cipher with 47 reverse reduction. This happened 47 days into Cadet's death, and fake death has 47 in it and freestyle has 47 in it. That's very coincidental. That's very, very, very coincidental that this was 47 days apart and freestyle has 47. That's what they did. That picture was when they did the freestyle on Christmas, and fake death has 47. This is 47 days before. He even was wearing flowers on his shirt in that picture, and you know, flowers is what people bring to a person's death, and obviously, you know, when the person died, they put flowers. So even that was symbolism, because he's wearing a shirt with flowers on it. How many people do you know wear, you know, men especially, wear clothing with a load of flowers on it? Not very often you see that. So he was wearing shirt, a whole outfit with flowers on it. And flowers, you know, they bring to people's deaths. And then even flower in its gematria has the same gematria cipher as Krept. They both share 29 in their same cipher, flower 34. We spoke about the 34. And if you remember, 29 is the date of Cadet's death. He died on the 9th day of the 2nd month, 29. And Krept and Flower both share that same cipher. Krept has 29 in his cipher. So that's how you know Krept was actually a part of this ritual. This was a Krept sacrifice. His gematria has the date of Cadet's death before his 29th birthday. How interesting is that? Krept and Cadet's first name, Blaine, and death shares 25 in their gematrias. So they're linked. And this is probably one of the most interesting things I found within this research. And this is how Konan's linked to Cadet's death also, which is Krept's music partner. Krept's born on the 4th of February, yeah? And Konan's born on the 3rd of September. Now, when you put those dates in their numbers together, they equal 3-4 and 9-2. And for me, that was probably like the icing on the cake. Because 34 is one of the death numbers, fake death to be precise, and is also in Cadet's gematria, and 9-2 is the date that Cadet died. Their dates of birth, the numbers for it are very significant. The 3-4 and the 9-2, which he died before his 29th birthday. So that's very, very interesting. So that's how Krept and Konan, or Krept especially as Cadet's cousin, is linked to the death ritual of Cadet. There's just too many coincidences for me to just be like, nah, maybe it's just, yeah, I guess it's just a coincidence, isn't it? Like all these dates, times, numbers, how they match up, like that. There's just too many. Like, you know, it's like one, it's like two. Like I think I don't even know how much I've shown. Like I don't know, I haven't counted, but there's just too many, and I'm not even finished. That's the maddest thing about it all. Like I'm not even finished. I still have to finish off with how Young Ads is linked to it and how Bugsy Malone was linked to it, which I'll do in part 3.
Yes, winning. You understand?
But yeah, that's how Krep's linked to the death of Cadet along with Konan. And look out for my part 3 video, which will conclude the Cadet series. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.
Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye.